Am I there now? Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you, according to your location on the face of this planet Earth. We welcome you today, the 13th day of January 2026, to our Biafra Television Hero presentation. Thank you from me, fearless IPB evangelist Mazi Nnamdi. I am from Ndiabo. Ndiabo is in Aninri. Aninri is a local government in Oji River Province, Biafra land. Thank you. So today we are going to look into the issue of Army Force claim on insecurity after conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as the Nigerian army claimed that after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's illegal conviction, that there is normalcy or peace is returning back to the southeast. That because he was convicted, so insecurity have come down. That is a false claim which we are here to clarify. We will clarify this thing with the natural laws, things that happens around us. And you will know that what the Nigerian government is running away from is what the people already knew, is what the world already knew. They want to run away from the fact that they are involved in the insecurity. The government of Nigeria is fully involved in the insecurity in Southeast. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted, they simply signaled, excuse me, they simply signaled the criminals that they recruited to destabilize Southeast so that they will use it against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. The world already knew that Nigeria is fully involved in the insecurity. The Nigerian government sponsored the insecurity. So immediately they convicted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They signaled the criminals to stop, that they have achieved their aim. And that was what happened. So we are going to prove it now, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's illegal detention have nothing to do with insecurity, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu leads IPOB. He leads IPOB. It is only IPOB that will be involved in anything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be accused of. Anything IPOB is not involved, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not involved. Now, they said he was in detention in DSS, telling people to terrorize people for his release. They said also that IPOB was carrying on insecurity in Southeast because they want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be freed. So we are going to analyze, based on these very presentations, with the facts and figures, and you will tell us how things happens from your area, from your life, from your company, from your family houses, We will touch some areas and you will see how we are going to useless Nigerian army in their claim. Though they thought that this have passed, but to us, it is not past. We are here to connect all the dots. But before we go forward, we have to listen to Nigerian Army to refresh our brain so that we can connect to this very topic. Let us
activities have significantly decreased during the year following troops intensified operations across the southeastern states, as well as the recent court rulings against their leader, Simon Ekpa, who was jailed by the government of the Republic of Finland, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja. These developments have substantially degraded the group's capabilities. Furthermore, the extremists preyed on lightly manned checkpoints and outposts, killing security personnel to cut away their weapons for use in terror activities.
thank you. I think we have listened to that and we have watched it. There is something I want to pick there. He said that the conviction have degraded the activities of the group. Now, that is where we'll pick our argument from. And let's go. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is truly involved or commanding people or sending people to destroy things because he wants to be freed, I ask, when should his anger be high? Is it when he was in DSS or when he was illegally convicted on an unwritten law? If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will send people or can send people as they claim to be committing crime in the East, and when he's convicted, because I don't want to mention the other name they called, the army look his book before calling the name of their criminal because they need to connect him. But he did not look anywhere. He did not look anywhere before he called the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if somebody can call the leader of IPOB and do not mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first, and they mention the name of a criminal, that shows you how complicit the army is, because they actually knew the people that committed the crime. So when they bring the picture of the criminals, they will attach the name IPOB. So I will not mention that name because the army is also involved. So they always bring that very picture of their criminals whenever they are talking about IPOB, because those people have no name of their group, which the army can never mention anything that those very group claim that is their name, because the army and the Nigerian government knows that it doesn't exist. The purpose of the existence of that very criminal group is for IPOB to be mentioned in their activities, ESN to be mentioned in the activities of those criminals. So let us move forward, because the army looked down on his write-up to get the name of this criminal. But when he was mentioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on that very video, he didn't look down. So he knew the name of the leader of IPOB. But when he want to attach a criminal, he have to look to where it was written. So we continue. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu engineered, advised, instructed, commanded, sent people to be committing crime for his release, as the Nigerian state claimed while he was in DSS, and when he was convicted, the conviction affected those people that was committing the crime. If somebody makes such statement to you, how do you feel about it? That somebody sent people to be committing crime for his release while he was in awaiting trial. Now, when he was illegally convicted, he now told the people to cool down, or the the people that was killing people or committing crime for his release, they now cool down. They now reduced. They now stopped. How does that sound to your ear? Do you know the position of awaiting trial? Awaiting trial, his leg is at the outside, the other leg is inside. Now, if some people can commit such crime in the name of free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under his command while he's in DSS, how do you think that those people will stop when he is illegally convicted? Don't you think that they will increase it? So, should the criminality or the terrorism stop while immediately he's convicted, or it should increase? That is where you will look the Nigerian army and spit on their face. How? Because when somebody is angry that his master is in detention awaiting trial, destroying something, when you convicted the master, the people will increase the action. They will increase the action. They will show more anger. If not for anything, the anger Mazi Nnamdi Kanu showcased in that very court of Omotosho that very day, supposed to trigger people to be more, that is, to commit more terror instead of stopping to commit. Why should they stop when you convicted their leader? It means that it is not connected to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He did not send anybody to commit crime, because the government that sent these people have called them to order and say, we have achieved our aim, we have convicted him with your actions, so stop doing this. So instead of the army to cool down and go and sit down because people knows the truth, the army came to defend their government, to say that the conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually brought peace, or things that insecurity is going down. It doesn't happen. If people are deadly when you detain their leader in police station, if you take him to prison, yeah, they will be more deadlier. They will be more deadlier. Now, let us go to IPOB. If IPOB is involved in insecurity in Southeast, and they were committing crime because they want their leader to be free, why should IPOB calm down when their leader was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment? So, IPOB can be terrorist, or IPOB can be violence when their leader is in awaiting trial, and they will now be quiet when their leader was sentenced to life imprisonment. How does that sound to you? If IPOB is involved in that insecurity, now that IPOB leader was illegally convicted based on an unwritten law, don't you think that IPOB will be more deadlier than? So you are telling us that people are deadly because their leader was in awaiting trial. Now, when he's sentenced to life, they will now go and sleep. Is that what you are telling us? Where does such thing happen? Thank you. We move. If IPOB was involved in the artificial insecurity that was created by the government, why should they stop when their leader was convicted? Don't you know that IPOB should have gone to war? Don't you know? So if IPOB will attack police or attack army while their leader was in awaiting trial, don't you think that IPOB will destroy army barrack if their leader was sentenced to life imprisonment? So if you are a normal person, immediately you see that before they convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they capture their criminal, the remaining ones, gentle. They capture gentle. They make sure that they closed down all the sources of insecurity. They created it. They know the sources. They have meetings with them. Before they can convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they started cleaning up. They started catching the criminals. They never paraded them, but they will parade ordinary people and call them IPOB ESN. But when they capture the main criminal, Gentle and Makeup and all the rest of them, they never paraded them because it was an ending mission. Because they knew that they have concluded the conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they don't have any reason for these people to be destroying Igbo land, because they convicted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the activities of these criminals. So they first of all captured them. That is why everything happening is in Imo State, because Hope Uzodinma was made governor so that he can provide Imo State for these very government activities that they will use against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It only happened in Imo. The extension to Anambra Ihiala was from Imo, sponsored by Hope Uzodinma. If you doubt me, why was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not accused of anything from Abia State, where he came from? If IPOB did not destroy Abia, destroy Umuahia, attack any place, cause insecurity in Abia, why should they destroy Imo? Is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Imo? The home of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra that was attacked, was it in Imo? Was it in Olu? The home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was it in Olu? It's in Umuahia. So why was Umuahia peaceful? 2017. Why was Umuahia peaceful? 2021 to 2025 until today. Why is Abia State peaceful? If not that Hope Uzodinma was giving governor so that he will provide Imo, why did IPOB not start terrorism in Abia? Why should Abia be peaceful, where the Python dance took place and Imo is destroyed? It's because that was the reason why he was made governor. So we continue. Thank you. Are you understanding? If IPOB was involved in the terrorism in Igbo land, sponsored by the government, why should IPOB calm down? Is it not an opportunity for IPOB to see a reason to be violence? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was illegally convicted based on an unwritten law, if IPOB should be showing their anger when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in awaiting trial, why should IPOB calm down when he was convicted? It's a question you ask the army, and you ask yourself this very reasonable question. Can that ever happen? Now, if you doubt that the government did not create insecurity, I ask you, why was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu convicted with the 2022, 2021, and 2020 charges? A man that was granted bail 2017. A man that was arrested 2015. His case started 2015. He was granted bail 2017. He was prescribed, and IPOB was prescribed 2017, which is to say, both prescription and the charges that was granted bail was basically on the allegations of 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013. Now, how come on the process of this case, the case that started 2015, granted bail 2017, was convicted with charges of 2020, 2021, 2022? Simply because the government created it. If they didn't create it, they would have used the charges that he was granted bail on, which they told the world that he jumped bail. He was afraid to stand the trial. Now we ask, did the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jump bail 2017 because of NSAS 2020? The answer is no. You that want to argue me that government did not create insecurity, I ask you, how can you be arrested this year and you be convicted with allegations of 3 years' time? Have you ever seen such thing before? That somebody was arrested because of things he will commit in 5 years' time. Have you ever seen it? So how come somebody was facing trial based on charges of 2015, 2016, 2017? When he was granted bail and they sent army to come and kill him, he disappeared. When they kidnapped him from Kenya, they started charging him with accusation of 2020, 2021, 2022. And he was convicted with 2020, 2021, 2022 allegations. Warrant of 2015. It means that the government created those insecurity, created those things so that they will use it against him. The killing of Ahmed Gulak, 2021. But the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started 2015. He was granted by 2017. Attack on INF facility in Owerri, 2021. Attack on prison facility in Owerri, 2021. Was used to convict 2015 warrant that was granted by 2017. What does that show you? That the government created the insecurity. Because in the activities of IPOB from 2020 down, before Zodema became governor, there is no criminality. There is nothing you can use to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why every charges that he was granted bail disappeared. They came with new charges of government-sponsored activities of unknown government. That's what they used to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the Nigerian youth activity of NSAS protests. And I ask you, have you ever seen somebody arrested in 2015 and was convicted with charges of 2020, 2021, 2022? It means that you keep the person in detention, then started committing things you use against the person. Do you understand? That is to prove to you that for Hope Uzodinma to be governor and Okezim Ikpeazu was governor in Abia while Patton dance took place. Now, Umuahia was not destroyed 2017 with allegation that they sabotaged our leader. No, IPOB did not destroy it. Okezim Ikpeazu came from Obingwa. IPOB did not destroy the home of Okezim Ikpeazu. IPOB did not destroy Abia South, where Obingwa local government falls in. IPOB did not destroy Abia State. We ask you, why do insecurity start in Olo, where Hope Uzodinma came from? Why did it not start from Obingwa, where Okezim Ikpeazu came from? The man who invited army to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why did insecurity not start from his home? Why did insecurity not start from Umuahia, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came from? Why did it start from Olo? Why is it that only in Olo is where you will get Umuoma, you will get Umuchukwu, you will not get Umuoma and Umuchukwu in IPOB Abia State. You will not get Umuoma and Umuchukwu in IPOB Anambra State. You will not get Umuoma and Umuchukwu in IPOB Ebonyi State. You will not get Umuoma and Umuchukwu group in IPOB Enugu State. You will not get the same thing in Anambra. You will not get the same thing in Delta. You will not get it in Akwa Ibom. You will not get it in Cross River. You will not get it in Rivers. You will not get it in Bayelsa. Only in Olo, created by Hope Uzodinma. Their own ESN. Their own Muoma. Their village people knows them. Their village people knows them. Somebody from Olo will tell you, my brothers are. But normal ESN, you don't know them. Even IPOB members don't know ESN. Do you understand? But the Umuoma and the Umuchukwu that was created by Hope Uzodinma, everybody knows them in their community. They knows them. And they are the people that act with the name of ESN. Do you understand? Now, they destroyed Olo under the instruction of Hope Uzodinma. Why did IPOB not destroy Umuahia? Now, What actually did Olo people do to Nnamdi Kanu IPOB? If Umuahia people did not offend IPOB, why should Olo people offend IPOB? Because Umuahia was attacked. IPOB members was massacred. But IPOB did not destroy Umuahia. So show me where IPOB members, Nnamdi Kanu was attacked in Olo that attracted IPOB actions in Olo. The answer is no. Now ask yourself, why is it that the insecurity is not there when Emeki Hedionha was there? Now ask yourself, why do unknown government started in Imo immediately Uzodinma became governor and extended to Ebonyi State, where they have Devil Mai? The insecurity in Anambra, they need to circle Igbo land. But it didn't work because it was Hope Uzodinma that sponsored insecurity in Anambra. That's why you see Osumohu, they connect with Lilu, all this Ihiala, neighboring country, neighboring town, right? From there, they extended it to that very Ihiala. They destroyed Ihiala because they want to play the normal game of Nigeria, insecurity in the north. Then the northerners sponsor insecurity in other regions so that they will call it a general issue. They will call it a national issue. Insecurity is a national. Everybody is facing insecurity. That's why you see northern leaders sponsoring insecurity to other regions. But the question is, why did IPOB not destroy Abia? Why do they destroy Olo, as you say? Why should it happen? Because what happened in Imo was the reason Uzodinma was made governor. It was an agreement to provide a land where the APC will have every opportunity to create insecurity, do whatever they will do with the name of IPOB. Hence, IPOB cannot do it. When their leader was attacked in Umuahia, they cannot do it. Their leader was disappeared, they cannot do it. They were severally massacred, they cannot do it. So they need to create their own. So they created their own insecurity and they started doing it with the name of agitation. But IPOB cannot do it, which Nigeria knew. So they created their own. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case that started 2015 was convicted with charges of 2020 unknown NSAS, October 2020. NSAS protest started in Ughelli and ended up in Lagos, right? But it was used to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you understand? Ahmed Gulak, that was killed by Monguno, National Security Advisor, in arrangement. APC planned it very well. They killed him in Owerri. Prison break in Owerri under Hope Uzodinma. All this is under Hope Uzodinma. But the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his bail happened when Uzodinma was not governor. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted with 4 charges from Imo State under Hope Uzodinma. And the army is telling you that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted, insecurity calmed down. It's a lie. If somebody will be angry while his father or master is in police station, if you take the father to prison, they'll be more angrier. If IPOB was involved in insecurity because they wanted Nnamdi Kanu freed while he was in awaiting trial, if you illegally convict him with the face and the feelings and the anger of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu showcased in that very court against injustice, in his protest against injustice, that very day of judgment, should have triggered IPOB to go on, to make sure that everywhere go on flame. So if IPOB can be provoked while he was facing trial, why should IPOB not be provoked when he was convicted? But the army said that insecurity is coming down because he was convicted. So as we proceed in this very program, we will open our line because the program will not be very long. We'll open our line So we'll add the number on the screen now so that our people can call in and give their contribution over the army force claim on the insecurity that everybody is aware that they sponsored. That's why the same IPOB that they accuse is the IPOB that invited the USA to come and investigate insecurity in Southeast. The same IPOB that invited the USA to come and stop Christian genocide in Nigeria. Do you understand? IPOB is supposed to be killing politicians now that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted. IPOB is supposed to destroy government houses now that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been convicted. So why should we go down? Because we have never been involved in that. It is Nigerian government that called their criminals to order and say, stop. Before that, they started killing them. They know their location. It didn't take them 3 months to go after them. But these are people they have pampered for 5 years. But when they want to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it didn't take them 3 months to go to all their camps. They capture Gento, they capture Njemeka, they capture so many of them. They called their criminals to order before conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that they will say that he is convicted, so everywhere calm down. It's a lie. If there is destruction for his detention, there will be more destruction over his conviction. But this thing did not happen for him. It happened as was sponsored by the government. All the works of Dokubo is to create insecurity for government to use it against Nnamdi Kanu. Why are they not singing on news? IPOB ESN, IPOB ESN. Have IPOB stopped? Have ESN stopped? No, because they have achieved their aim of convicting Nnamdi Kanu. That is why anybody that is trying to tell you, insecurity this, IPOB this, the person must be a criminal. These are part of those that sponsored the insecurity so that it will be used against IPOB because they have no other weapon. If IPOB did not go into violence, did not go after Nyangodo, did not kill Okezibazo, did not kill Dave Umahi, did not kill Obiano, did not kill Rocha Sokrocha, did not kill Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, did not kill Okezibazo, did not kill any of them, did not kill Ifeanyi Okowa, did not kill any of them. Nyesom Wike. Why should we be violence when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped? When he was missing for 1 year, did we go violence? Why did we allow Okeze to finish his tenure and the hope Uzodinma will be destroyed? Why? We want to know. Why should Imo State be destroyed and Abia State safe, where the main thing happened, where Nnamdi Kanu was attacked, where he disappeared, where his home was attacked, where 28 men was killed, where others was killed on the way. We were killed on Umuahia Expressway, we were killed on Ishalangwa, we were killed between Okigwe and Umuahia Bandre while we were coming to Faruku. Why was Umuahia quiet? Why did Okezie Ikpeazu finish his tenure? Even as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya 2021, Okezie still handed over peacefully 2023. Why did IPOB not destroy Abia? Why should IPOB be violence and their violence will not be in Abia, where the main life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was risked, where the army invaded, where the governor, where things that was taken from the home of Nnamdi Kanu was taken to the governor, where the government house was closer to the home of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. Why was that state peaceful? Why is it still peaceful? And why is Imo State destroyed? Because that was why Uzodinma was made governor, to provide Imo State for a blackmailing ground. Are you understanding? If somebody, do you know what is awaiting trial? if somebody is violent when somebody was in a waiting trial, it is a warning that if you convict him, will destroy you. That's what it means. So why should somebody be violent during a waiting trial of his master, and they will go to sleep when their master was convicted? It means that the government that convicted their master illegally are the people who sponsor the criminality, and they have called their criminals to order, which everywhere would have gone up in flame with the tangible reason that our leader was illegally convicted based on an unwritten law if IPOB is violence. So why should the army be lying? Why? Why should the army be lying? In IPOB, only Imo State, they created Umuchukwu. If you ask somebody from all, they say Umuoma, Umuchukwu, Umuoma, Umuchukwu. We don't have it in IPOB. It's only in Olu. Who Uzodimma created them? Where are they today? Why do they capture Gento, capture others, and they went to their camp to stop them before convicting Nnamdi Kanu? Because their job have ended. These are people they didn't stop for 5 years. And you think we don't know what we are doing? How can somebody be arrested 2015? His home attacked 2017. After granting bail 2017. Him and the organization he leads was prescribed 2017. It means that their terror, their crime is much from 2017 down. How suddenly was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped from Kenya 2021? And no other charges from 2017 down to 2015. Are you telling me that he was arrested 2015 because of NSAS 2020? Because of attack on INF facility in Owerri? So how come Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted with 4 charges that came from Hope Uzodimma governorship? But the case started 2015. 5 years, how many years? 5 years before Uzodimma became governor. How come he was convicted with 4 charges from under Uzodimma? Is that how case happens? That somebody was arrested 2015 because of things that will happen 2021, 2020? Have you ever seen it? Because the government knew that IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, can never commit what you use to convict him. So they have to create their own ground in Igbo land. And they remove Emeke Ihedioha and brought Uzodimma. He gave out Imo State for all terrorism. Dokubo in Imo State, Ebubago in Imo State. All was killed and was tagged on IPOB. All were killing and it was tagged on IPOB. Where Dokubo, Ebubago, and the army and police was throwing their dead bodies, the people they killed in Imo, went and the video it and say, these are the corpses of our people that was killed by agitator. And I asked them, Dokubo, where did you throw your own dead bodies? If those ones you video, those corpses you video, those skeleton was killed by agitator, we know that criminal agitators existed there, not IPOB. But we ask, have you ever seen criminal gang that have the opportunity and the power to be going to a particular place to be killing or to be training their victims? It's impossible. The people that have access are security agencies. There's no particular criminal group that will be killing people, throwing them in a particular place. They will not have the liberty all the time. They are not the security of the country. The security of the country is the people who have access to pack dead bodies somewhere. Anywhere you see skeletons of dead bodies multiply, the government security is involved. They are the people that can go in the night and drag their dead bodies. They will go, they have the road, they have the time, they have nothing, nobody can stop them. Which criminal gang have access to be going to a particular place and be throwing dead bodies? You cannot get it. It will always happen where they see themselves. But the government brought out themselves. They told them where they will be throwing dead body. And after, they went and videoed the skeleton and say it was committed by agitators. Can you show me a particular criminal gang that will be dumping dead bodies at a place? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, one place. They will still be assessing the place. It's a lie. It is government that have access to be carrying dead bodies to a particular place. Anywhere you see, any video you see, they show you much skeleton, much dead bodies was done by the government securities. That the people that have right to operate, to go anywhere at any time. But they videoed it. They video in Hiala where the army threw their own. They videoed in Olo where the army threw their own. They say agitator. We know agitator kills, but do they have access to one location? No. Only the army can be killing people, throwing them in a place. Only the police, only Dokobo, who works with the army, Ebubago works with the army. They have access to stop somewhere and carry their dead bodies and go and keep a place. Nobody will question them. Nobody will question them. A criminal is a criminal. A criminal do not have the same confidence with security agencies. It doesn't matter how equipped the criminals is. The criminal cannot come to your house. It doesn't matter their weapon, and they will rob you and sleep there. Even if you don't have anything, the criminal will always be in a haste. No criminal have ever relaxed after robbing you, stealing from you. They will sleep there. It's impossible. So how come criminal will come today and dump dead body? Come tomorrow, then come this year, come next year, come without security catching them? It's a lie. It was done by the security agencies. Immediately time came, they sent their army to Okigwe. They captured Gento. They captured Jamaica. They destroyed them. They now, because they have concluded to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our admin should place the phone number here. The program will be very short. You should place the number on the screen so that people will have the opportunity to call. People will have the opportunity to call and contribute. Thank you. Yes, I am not live on. My page is no longer on Facebook, right? Yes, the number to call is +358 466 156 849. That is WhatsApp only. Thank you. +358 466 156 849. WhatsApp. So we continue. How can you be angry that your father, they are beating your father, and when they kill your father, you go and sleep? Have you ever seen it? No. That somebody was fighting because they beat your father. When your father died, you will now go and be drinking. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So IPOB cannot be involved and be in terrorism, in insecurity in Southeast. Then, and the reason is because their leader is in detention. So after their leader was convicted, they will now go and sleep. Then insecurity is coming down. That is false claim by the army. The army should tell the world what they know. The world already knew that the government sponsor insecurity. You cannot carry on insecurity for 5 years while the government was busy burning people's houses, burning people's compound, invading communities, destroying it, burning markets. Do you know how many markets Nigerian government army burned? Because they want to create a scenario, the scenario of Yemen, scenario of Syria, scenario of Somalia, that is already in the northern part. So their duty is to invade. They never come to any of Igbo land to bring peace. It's impossible. They have never fought insecurity in any part of Igbo land. When do they start loving us? This is the first question you ask yourself. That assuming that IPOB is terrorizing the East, so you think that the army will come to save you or police, then you are dreaming. They cannot give you seaport. They will want you a goods that the same Igbo man say 5,000 in Lagos. You will buy it 11,000 in Igbo land because it will be imported in Lagos by the same Igbo man. and they will build them about 7.5 million, 8 million for trailer that will carry the container down to Igbo land. Be calculating it. Now, they will now set customs on the road that will be collecting money from the driver from that goose. Before this goose will land in Igbo land, each of the goose will be 11,000. So they never love you to open a seaport so that you will pay 1.5 million, 2 million for trailer to bring it from Iguacha, so that the goose will be 5,500 or 6,000 naira in Igbo land. 5,500, okay, 5,500 or 5,000 naira in Igbo land. No, and the 5,000 naira in Iguacha, Port Harcourt, or Calabar, the goose will be about 5,000, 4,800. But because they make sure they made their policy that seaport will be in Lagos, when we clear those goose, we now spend extra double of the cost of that product to bring it to Igbo land. It is a policy. If they cannot love you and they'll be destroying your sweat, the money you are supposed to use to buy two things in Southeast, you use it to buy one thing because of the government policy. Is that not jail? Do they love you? No. They set checking points for you. Do they love you? No. If you call them for crisis in your land, if they come there, they will victimize everybody. Both the elderly men, both the elderly women, both the young, both the old. They will do them hands up. They will set up checking point for them. They will molest our daughters in that place. They will start collecting bribe from our people. They will invade our communities and put us in fear. Right? That is not a way to operate in your own territory. The operation of Nigerian security agencies in Igbo land does not show that they are in charge of those territory, because you don't invade your territory. You don't torture everybody. Security works with the community people, but they don't work with Igbo people because they are invaders. They are invaders. When they invade, they don't believe in working with you. They believe in torturing you to get information. But owners of the land, it believes in working with the citizens to get information. But Nigerian government sending their security in Igbo land, the army and the police come here for massive arrest, invasion, torture, killings, to show you the dead body of your brother so that you'll be afraid. But when you are owner of the land, if you come to that place, the community people will communicate with the security, and they will give you intelligence that nobody will hear a cry of anybody in that community. You will do your job, capture the criminals. That is how you work in your place. In a territory you are in charge. Ask Nigerian agencies, have they ever come to any community and work with the people? Apart from political issues, that they work with party members, or if they want to arrest IPOB, they meet a politician. I say, show us IPOB. That's all. To fight criminals, they don't, because they knew that they want us to be destroyed. So they sponsor crimes. They don't fight what is coming to bite us. They can never. Nigeria can never stop what is coming to bite us. When do they start loving us? Thank you. Thank you. So we continue. Facebook will stop me completely from running my private page. But here we are on Biafra television. Ha share ebe a, anyị eshie ebe a. Right? I tried to create another one. Hasịghị but we cannot create page for you. Emepekwere m ọzọ nyekwe m ya log in run all 3 days agbachie sikwa m mba. O need ka change area device. Ọ dịka IME number they have known it. So we continue. Ha amago ya and amamke nke ọzọ akpọkwara ya ha amago ya. Create anything he created there nwụrụ anwụ in short na that very phone na nweghị gị na ha ga-eme na Facebook again. That phone adịgo useless for Facebook. So we continue. Insecurity in Southeast, conviction of Mazi and the army's first claim over conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and army's first claim on ending insecurity in Southeast. That is the topic, and this is Biafra Television Europe. In case you don't know, how can somebody be violent? How can IPOB be violence when our leader was in awaiting trial, and they will now go to be sleeping on bed when our leader was convicted? Does that make sense for you? No, it doesn't make sense. It means that such people have never been involved in violence at all. Because if they have been involved in violence in the primary level, they would have increased it. Because there is nothing we can dodge again. If we were simply somehow little violence, it means that we are dodging something. So we want our leader to be free. We don't want to implicate him. Now that there is nothing again to be afraid of implication, the case have ended. Though the image before the word matters, but don't you think that if we were violence earlier, that will be more deadlier now? Don't you think that we will now extend it to somewhere? Don't you think? So why is it that IPOB was violence when Mazi Nnamdi, as Nigeria claimed, why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in awaiting trial? Now IPOB did not go and they take politicians. The politicians are still moving freely in Igbo land, enjoying, and you think that IPOB was violence. We can never be violence. We can never. If we are violence, if the politicians are not aware that they are the people that sponsor the insecurity, immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is convicted, all of them will disappear. Why are they cruising life in Igbo land? They knew that IPOB is not violence. They knew that they are the people that sponsor the insecurity. IPOB cannot be violence, and you see Ojo Zokala and them be talking. Our violence cannot be stupid violence. IPOB cannot be violence, and you see all this. The politicians themselves, immediately Nnamdi Kanu was convicted, they will run away. But they themselves knew that they are the people who sponsor the insecurity. They knew that they control the insecurity. They knew. So from now, every allegation that IPOB kill a politician, that one they say Darak, this one, this time around should be. This is the point where you will use to argue them. Why is it that IPOB can kill politicians then, as you alleged, and they have not killed any now that Nnamdi Kanu was convicted and sentenced to life? But they were telling you IPOB is killing politicians in Southeast. That you see them, Joey Boko tell you, hey, my house was attacked. If IPOB was angry earlier, they will be deadly now. And we will extend, even Joey Boko, if we need you in Lagos, we'll come after you. But we are not violence. No place, nobody will be hidden for us. Nobody will be hidden for us if we are into violence. Who are you? Who are you? Must we be violence in Igbo land? Who are you to hide in any place in Nigeria that we cannot catch you? Talk more of the world. Who are you? If we are violence, it is none that would have been deadly. So anybody that tried to link insecurity to IPOB when the government was doing it to change the situation and change the mindset of people to accept the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu that IPOB and the Nnamdi Kanu was involved in terrorism. I ask you, why are we not deadly? Why is it now that even people will come up and be accusing IPOB? If IPOB is violent, do you think that these people that are on Facebook will be accusing us? How many people is the condemning Fulani herdsmen in the north? They know, they will come after you. Just speak against them, they will come after you. But IPOB, anybody can come and talk whatever you like. And you will go free, and you think that such people are violence. You are insane. You are completely insane. If we are violence, the home of all Josokal will burn it down. That is how to show violence. We'll show him sign. We'll get devil, we'll get all of them to tell them that they have convicted our leader. But this thing didn't happen. So how can we be doing it while he was in awaiting trial, and we cannot do it when he was sentenced to life imprisonment? Is there any other chance? So why should we wait? It means we have never been involved. It means that the government have been championing this. It means that IPOB have no intention to be violence, which does not stop us from from defending ourselves of any means. But you will not tell us the means we defend ourselves. You must not carry gun to defend yourself. You see, we told you that everything they did will be happening in their presence. You killed somebody when they were beating your father. And when they killed your father, you didn't do anything. You go and sleep. That means you are not the person that killed somebody that early time. Because now you would have been massacring people. If you burn a bacha, you set it ablaze because they were beating your father. If they kill your father, you will burn decks, 2 story, 3 story. That is what you will set ablaze so that people will know that you are angry. You cannot be doing enforcement while our leader was in detention, and when he was convicted, you will now say, insecurity have come down since the conviction of their leader. That is nonsensical nonsense statement from Nigerian army. How do the army act if one of their colleagues witness any attack in any area? How do you feel? The army go to attack people and they were overwhelmed, right? When they escaped, right, and go back, what happens next? They will invade that place. So how can IPOB be violence when you were beating their leader, and when you kill their leader, they will now go and sleep on the bed? That means you are a liar. That means there have never been violence. That means we have never been engaged in any crime. That means the army have fully been involved, as every evidences are there that the army carried on genocide in our land. Dokubo boasted, Ebubago, their own is in place. Everybody's own are in place. And that is why we continue to say that we cannot be part of Nigeria. Because this very country, that to become a patriotic Nigeria, you must love evil. You must defend evil. You must blackmail good. If the irrigation, tell them that he's now your president. After all, he's now our president, whether rigged or rigged not. Let us be patriotic Nigerian now. Let us be patriotic now. Be patriotic. Whether the dollar high or not, be patriotic. Whether the goose is high or not, be patriotic. You see what is patriotic Nigerian? To love evil. To hate good. You are patriotic Nigerian. To honor evil. Now, to be politically correct, you must be a liar. Yeah, ask all Joseph, they'll tell you what to be a Nigerian. To be a politically correct Nigerian, You must be a liar, pathological liar, a habitual liar. Whether in the morning, you must maintain this British foundation with lie. Go closer to a politician and bring truth closer to what they discuss. Everywhere will scatter. You must bring lie to patch lie. If you say truth, you are a threat to national security. That is Nigeria for you. Because the foundation is lie. The politicians are liars. The constitution is lie. The constitution is not working. The constitution couldn't save Deborah from Sharia law. No. Nigerian constitution was not able to save Deborah from Sharia law. Deborah believes in the Nigerian secular constitution. But the Sharia law convicted Deborah to death and they stoned her to death. It's a useless country where you must be a liar to maintain the foundation of lie. So, if you see them lying, it is politically correct. Hence, you are not a liar. They will tell you you are not politically correct. If you want to be politically correct, be a liar. Lie in the morning, lie in the evening, lie every time. You will see them applauding you. Immediately you say truth, you are in opposition to Nigeria. A lie is positive to Nigeria. Truth is negative. They hate truth. And that is why they are where they are. We cannot continue with the foundation of lie. It must be revisited through referendum. Let people decide their continuous enslavement or freedom. It is normal. 112 years is not is much for people to look into something that is not functional. We did not come early. It's 112 years now. And it's not working. Killings everywhere. Injustice everywhere. So it should be revisited. Whether you kill us or not, the people you are killing in Benue, do they agitate? So why should we stop? Everybody is a condemned already, should be dead, should be killed. That is the sign. But it's better we are killed in the name of agitation and the living one will be freed because you cannot kill us all. But to be continue in Nigeria under silence while we are being killed, whether you agitate or not. Certain Kaduna, they are not agitating, they are being massacred. Jos, Plateau, Kanu, Kaduna, what is it called? Katsina, where Buhari came from. They are being massacred. That is why nothing can solve that problem. Whether you are a president, whether even tribal president does not solve issue of tribes. It doesn't solve. It doesn't solve anything because the North can never change from their poverty. After all, they have ruled Nigeria for 6 years, provided 10 presidents, 9 in number, but Buhari ruled 2 times, which is 10. He ruled military and what is it called? Civilian. They never get better. Yoruba have ruled, they never get better. But they're telling Igbo man, hey, if Igbo man rule this country, peace will come. What is the condition of Yoruba? Their communities in Kwara have been renamed. Why did the Tinubu not solve the problem? You don't solve it because you are running two republic in a one country. The other constitution cannot control the other country's constitution. But if they want to run you as a animal in the zoo, the same people that run Sharia law will be telling you about one Nigeria, telling you that everybody have the right to go to any place in Nigeria because they want to create the road for Fulani to occupy your land. So they run one Nigeria. But after that, they run the Sharia Republic of Nigeria, where they believe in their Sharia law, and the Sharia law supersedes the Nigerian constitution, which we knew that Nigerian constitution can never arrest Shegumi because the Sharia law have covered Shegumi, protected Fulani herdsmen. And Sharia law have given Shegumi right for security agencies to follow him to go to terrorists because they are the owner of the security. They control the security. So rightfully now, Nigeria cannot work. And we are human beings, we cannot be adamant like other Nigerians who have no other hope. So we have to take our stand, as we have taken our stand for a decade plus now, that we need freedom. We can never go back. will drag Nigeria down in truth and in honesty until we are freed or Nigeria collapses and people find their way out. Very simple. And that is where we are bringing this very program to an end for this very moment. From me, fearless IPB evangelist Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And from here, Biafra Television Europe. It is good afternoon. Our engineer, please use the video of the army speech to end it so that people will listen to the stupidity of the army.
Crimes and other criminal activities have significantly decreased during the year following troops' intensified operations across the southeastern states, as well as the recent court rulings against their leader, Simon Ekpa, who was jailed by the government of the Republic of Finland, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja. These developments have substantially degraded the group's capabilities. Furthermore, the extremists preyed on lightly manned checkpoints and outposts, killing security personnel to cut away their weapons for use in terror activities.